I will talk about the U.S. efforts at democracy promotion in the Middle East. The U.S. democracy approach often includes supporting coups, strong military intervention, and support of dictators, autocrats, and military regimes. Yet today, there has yet to be a true flourish of democracy. For centuries, this has become a standard practice of how the United States has approached Middle Eastern relations, from Dwight Eisenhower to George W. Bush and Barack Obama, Republican or Democrat. They have all approached this strategy in relations to the Middle East. True stability requires a bottom up approach, education, jobs, and the absence of corruption. All of these are in short supply across these countries, and democracy institutions are hard to build and hard to produce. As an outsider, our efforts can only make so much of a difference. Our actions often go against democratic principles. The issue is that our efforts are often motivated by self-interest, preserving our resources, and preserving our military presence in the region. We justify our commitment to democracy by maintaining military bases abroad. This is far from breeding democracy and often props up anti-democratic regimes to continue to oppress their people, which interferes with genuine political and democratic efforts. Our current policy approach is that we support coups. We maybe don't like who is in power, or maybe who is in power is a threat to our interest. We intervene by enforcing military intervention one way or another. For strategic reasons, we collaborate with fiercely anti-democratic regimes and militaries implicated in torture, murder, and suppression of democratic rights and the systematic oppression of women and minorities and numerous other human rights abuse. Most recently, we have an example of an important stable initiative which we have withdrawn from, which is the Iranian nuclear deal. We support autocratic regimes through the arms sale and military support. Although the amount is still being contested, there is still power in this rhetoric. These actions are examples of how our actions go against the democratic rhetoric we have used for so long. By our actions, we are often inhibiting alongside a culture that will not allow democracy to grow. As the US withdraws and shifts from leadership roles, we will see a global struggle for human freedom. This isn't just a shift we see under President Trump. In fact, the Obama administration continued to defend democratic ideals in its foreign policy statements, but its actions often fall short, reflecting a reduced respect that the United States had the ability to influence world events. This marks a sharp break from other US presidents in a post-war period who cooperated with certain authoritarian regimes for strategic reasons, but never committing to democracy as a best form of government. Ultimately, this reflects in our ability, or unwillingness, by the United States to lead democracies in effectively confronting the growing threat from countries such as Saudi Arabia or other authoritarian regimes. If the US wanted to support a true democracy and a true democratic reform, rather than going all the way and overthrowing government institutions in hopes that this will produce a democracy, the US should stop supporting autocratic governments as there is a lot of power in this. The United States should take a supportive role and use their platform to restore accountability towards regimes that oppress their own people. One of the most powerful tools of a democracy is checks and balances, and this is used as a powerful figure. Ultimately, democracy cannot flourish if there is no civic engagement. We must accept that our role to produce a democratic system is limited, and should democracy take effect in the Middle East, it will be for the people and by the people.